What it do, baby? English Friday. And this is huge. Yeah. You know, because she's my girl. First time I met her, I was shy. Because, I mean, she's intimidating, you know? Because she's confident. She's funny, always smiling. So you think she's laughing at you, but she's not. She's great. And then we in Chicago, and then Bridge was there. If you want to know more about that trip, go listen to Bridget Laquette's podcast. First thing first, you learn about our First Nations people and their challenges, but you also get tidbits of funny stuff. So I was like intimidated a little bit. I was like, man, who's that girl? And then I'm like, man, she plays with Pooh and Mello. Who's that? And then we in a Nike store. We're in a Nike store. She's trying shoes. And then I'm like, man, I'm shooting my shot. I want to be your friend, but if you want to be my friend, you know, you got to be funny and everything. You got to be sociable, because I'm kind of a pain in the ass. So I'm like, I'm shooting my shot. So I take my hand and I throw her the whoa. If you don't know what's the whoa, go on the internet, TikTok and shit. It's a dance move. So I just throw it at her. I throw it and I'm like, maybe she will never know what it is. She never saw it and I'm just gonna look stupid, but at least, you know, I tried to be her friend. I threw it at her. She looked at me right in the eyes. And then she, whoa. And from that moment, I said, she my girl forever, forever, ever, forever, ever. Her name is Emily Clark. Emily Clark from Team Canada. She went at the University of Wisconsin. She's going to tell it to you 17 times. I did a doc on women's hockey. It's called Gap Year. She said it 17. We had to cut some of the Wisconsin references because she loves that university. So, no, she's an amazing woman. She's a great soul, and it's an honor for me to have her on the pod. Don't forget to buy the stuff sans restriction on zonekr.ca, the hat, the toques, the mugs, and you know, all the stuff we have. It's helped the podcast to buy better equipment and make sure that Bruno Mercure and I can have this podcast forever. Also, thanks to Mathieu Brutus for the music. Don't forget to go on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, leaves us a message, comments, leaves us 5 stars, and let's go, baby. Let's go. Emily Clark on Sans Restriction. Yo, it's about to be fire. Man, she do love the Philadelphia Flyers, huh? Ugh. Okay, I'm very happy right now because if you know me, you know how much I'm in love with this person. She is smart. She is a crazy good hockey player. The smile that worth thousands and thousands of smiles. Spent some time with her in Chicago with the crew and discovered one heck of a human being. So big shout out to my girl Emily Clark. Clarky, how you doing?
Wow, I'm doing good now. I've been waiting for hype like that all day. That was quite the intro. Thank you.
Well, it's true. You're one of the person I love the most. Like you're amazing.
No, well, I'd say the same about you.
No, okay. The only thing is, I'm still waiting. I'm still waiting on that Saskatoon invite, though. I've seen that yard in the Instagram live. I need that invite.
You know what? As soon as COVID things and global pandemic kind of chill out a bit, I'll have you on the next flight to Saskatoon.
Yeah, let's wait. Let's wait a little bit. But are you a big Rough Rider Saskatchewan fan?
Yeah, I mean you gotta be if you're from here.
So you got the watermelon on your head.
Not currently, but there has been one on my head before. Yes.
Do you have a picture of you with some watermelon on your head?
No, I think I actually haven't been to a Rider game in a while because they play out of Regina, and I live in Saskatoon. That's not a good excuse though. I should be going to more games more recently, but I was like I think I had a flip phone when I went and had a watermelon. So no phones that I can, or no photos I can send to you with that.
So now we have a challenge. Next time I see you, we gotta do the watermelon thing.
Well, once you're here, why don't we go to a rider game?
It's pretty far for a rider game.
Well, you're coming to visit Saskatoon, and that's just something we'll do while you're here.
That's true. So next time I see you, hey, you know what? Next game I'll watch you play. I'll wear the watermelon head.
That, you know, I'm working on getting you. I know that this is coming up regardless. A University of Wisconsin jersey with Clark on it, and I think the jersey and the watermelon would just be such a good combo. God.
This would be the greatest thing. Like, if I get a Clarky jersey with Wisconsin, I'm wearing that shit everywhere.
I can't wait. Okay, I got a few things on my to-do list to make happen here then.
Yeah. So how have you been during all this crazy times?
Honestly, I've been pretty good. It has been crazy. I've been home since like middle of March, which is the longest stretch I've been home since I was like 16. So that's definitely been interesting, but it's been awesome. I love my family. My whole family, except for my sister, is in Saskatoon. So it's been awesome to get this much time with them. And I was actually able to go to Calgary, where my sister lives, for a couple weeks during this time. And spend some good time with her too. So it's been good, but I have a flight booked back to Montreal. I'm definitely excited to see all my friends, like Kevin and the girls, when I get back.
Okay, so I had a few of the girls on the pod, and I said, so you girls are the last persons I saw before everything went to... Yeah, the Sugar Shack. This is the last time I saw human beings in a long, long time before, you know, we got to go outside and everything. But for 3 months, last hugs I got was y'all.
Yeah, shoot. And there was snow on the ground. Like, it was fun. Still cold out, and now summer is almost over. That was a long time ago.
So what do you do? Do you train in your backyard, or
what have I done? It's been the fastest but longest 5 months ever. It's been so weird. Let me think. Well, before gym opened, I was training in my backyard, actually. My trainer at home, I was super lucky. He set me up pretty good with some borrowed gym equipment. So I had everything I needed. And then in the last like month and a half, 2 months, we've been back in the gym. So that's been awesome.
Okay. So did you skate yet?
Yeah, I actually, my dad runs 2 ice rinks in the city.
Oh.
So I have pretty good access to ice. I'm pretty lucky.
Okay, so the span of time that between the last time you skated and the before the pandemic and after the pandemic, how long was that? Like a few months, a few weeks?
It was actually a few months. Like, normally when I'm home, I can get on the ice like whenever, but with everything, my dad had to shut down the rink once everything picked up, and they took all the ice out because it's so expensive just to refrigerate and cool the rink. So yeah, I didn't get back on the ice. I'm trying to think when they put the ice back in, but I think it was honestly end of May, maybe.
Okay,
so that was quite a while.
Okay, so I'm not as good as you at hockey. And I wish that one day you play at Classic Kai, so we play on the same line. You know, we got that chemistry. We got to play on the same line. But first time got back on the ice, I thought my legs were spaghettis. For a pro hockey player like you, how was it the first time you got back on the ice?
The first time, I don't know about spaghetti legs, but it is weird after you take a while. No matter like how much hockey you play or don't play, it's like you forget the feeling of like your skates on the ice, like cutting in and stuff. I was like not trusting my edges and that. And like when I first got on the ice, I wasn't going like hard, so I wasn't like pushing my legs or my lungs too much. I was just shooting pucks and having fun and stuff. But I actually just a couple weeks ago started skating like with a group. Like I usually skate with myself maybe one other player and my skill coach. And like 2 or 3 weeks ago, I started with a bigger group and like actually moving on the ice. And yeah, I would probably agree with the spaghetti leg comment after that.
Okay, so I have a problem with you. You know how much I love you, but
Yeah. Oh,
I got a problem with you, Clarky.
what
How
is it?
come? How come? How come you're a Philadelphia Flyers fan?
Oh man, yeah. I was actually a little nervous for you to find that out.
When I heard that, Clarky, my heart shattered.
Okay,
How a person from Saskatoon can love these bullies?
the bullies. Okay. Let me explain. I'm from Saskatoon, Saskatchewan, so there's not a pro team in my whole province. So I got to pick whatever team, and it was just from when I was younger. I was a daddy's girl, and he loved the Broad Street Bullies and the Flyers. And my team growing up, like my zone team, is the Flyers. So we had like the Flyer jerseys. So that was just my team, and I've stuck with it. I do also like the Capitals. Not that that's going to help my case with you, but yeah, I'm sorry.
You know what?
And I'm sorry for the loss a couple days ago.
I'd rather you to like the Capitals than the Flyers. I cannot stand the Flyers. They never have a goalie, never, except now. But they never had a goalie.
Yeah.
And now they're gonna eliminate us when we actually need playoffs in these hard times in Montreal.
I know, you guys. What are you gonna say?
Yeah, no, you go. I need that explanation.
Well, I just feel bad, honestly. My one brother is diehard Habs fan. He came to visit me in Montreal this year, and we saw a couple of Habs games, including when they played the Flyers. And I was just heartbroken for him because like you didn't get the chance at the first round draft pick, and then you didn't get to continue to the second round, and I honestly do feel bad.
No, you don't.
Yeah, you're right.
Okay, so I was it to because you didn't go to a Flyers game when you played in Philadelphia, no?
Yeah, we did go to one.
Actually, you did go to. How was it to go to a Philadelphia Flyers? Was it your first?
It was my first Flyers game. I honestly, I didn't even go to an NHL game for the first time until I was junior in university. We went to we played Ohio State, and we ended up watching. We stayed in Columbus and watched the Columbus Blue Jackets versus New York Islanders. And that was my first game. So I've only been to a handful of NHL games to begin with, which I love watching it live. And it's actually funny because when we got to the rink for that game that they had a bunch of the players at, they actually had the like a presentation for the PWHPA, and the team captains of that weekend did the puck drop. And our girl nurse was one of them, and I arrived at the rink with her. And of course, she's the big deal that was doing the puck drop. So she had to go underneath and meet up with the girls dropping the puck, and had the media people with her, and I was just riding her coattails down there. So it was funny because I watched all of them go through the tunnel, and I'm like peeking around the corner as the big deals. I think it was Nurse, Blair, Hillary, and Keller were like at the tunnel, pretty much fist bumping them on the way out, and I'm just like fangirling from a distance. So it was awesome. I can't complain, even though I was just being the creep from afar. But
you were the plus one. You were the plus one.
I was the plus one. You know what? Maybe I think Sarah should have like faked an injury or something and said, you know what, Emily, you go out, you do the puck drop. But I'm still happy I got to ride her coattails down to below.
She actually would. For you, she actually would. But okay,
she would.
Now, because when the girls come to the Classica, my hockey game for the kids, you got the pro women's hockey players, you got the NHL players, and I know that the boys, they're pretty impressed with the girls when they play. Um, do you get feedback from the boys? Like, do they DM you when you play games? Or I know, like, what's his name? Max Comtois was at the game in Anaheim and he was posting stuff and everything. Do the boys text y'all?
You know what? Maybe you're the wrong person. I'm the wrong person to ask because I personally haven't received any DMs or texts. But no, I actually train with a few guys, not NHL players, but some AHL and pro guys at home. I train in the gym and on the ice with a handful, and the ones that I get to train with and interact with, and they get to see me, work out and put the work in on the ice right beside them. They're very vocal about like their support and respect for me. So it is definitely cool when you get that from our male counterparts.
Okay, so before I knew you, so just like the first time I met Laura, or the first time I saw Laura, I chirped her on the ice. I didn't know her. She wasn't my girl. Didn't know her. Now she my girl.
Okay.
First time I heard you or saw your name, it was at the Rivalry game, whatever the name is, and
Yeah.
so I see the lineups, and I see Pooh, Mello, and Emily Clark. I'm like, man, who's that Emily Clark playing with my two girls? How was it to play with those two? Because you were new or almost new. How was it to play with those two monsters?
Oh, it is awesome. Like, well, I've been on the team for a little while now, but I haven't. If you watch me, I'm like a gritty player. I like to, work hard, play defensively, be reliable. So I'm usually like a third, fourth line role, and that was one of my first times kind of getting an opportunity to, play a more offensive role and play with players like those two. And I mean, they make it pretty easy to play with them, to be honest. I mean, if you have your stick on the ice and you're just have a heartbeat, they'll find you. So, but they're both awesome. They knew that I was a little bit nervous to play up with them, and they just made me feel right at home. And I mean, you can't say enough good things about those two.
Because at La Classique, I played with them. They were my line mates. And I believe that they are aliens, because the way that they're talking on the ice and seeing each other without seeing each other is something I've never witnessed in my life.
It is special. That is for sure.
So you played the Rivalry game. Okay, no, before that, because you said that you're more greedy player, but for me, you're very skilled, very smart on the ice, and for me, you are a true first line player. So when you got in Montreal, and then you saw the lineup of crazy players in that team, like, were you stressed of where you would be positioned?
I mean, no, not really. I was excited. Like, there's no doubt that we have a very deep, like, roster of girls in Montreal. But honestly, that's like one of the major reasons why I'm in Montreal. Is like I came out of university last May into like no league. The PWHPA developed. I had no idea what this year would look like, but I knew if we weren't getting as many games in, my development or me getting better is going to be based on who I'm around. And if I'm on the ice with those girls every day, it's going to make me get better. And I was fortunate to play with Pooh and Malo a lot this year. And I got to tap into that more offensive, skilled side of myself. And I grew a lot, and it was a ton of fun, and definitely was the right decision to be in Montreal.
Were you scared of Danielle? She scares the shit out of me.
Yeah, Madame, I think you mean.
Yeah. She scares me. I'm scared. When we played the game, like, I didn't want to upset her because I was like, man, I'd be done. Like, how was it to be coached by the legend?
Yeah, I thought you were backchecking pretty hard for scrimmage, but it makes sense now.
No, I backchecked once because she was looking.
You just make eye contact with her, and if she's watching, you're working hard.
But how was it to be coached by that girl, that legend?
It was awesome. I've never I've met her a handful of times. I've seen her at different Hockey Canada events, like the galas and different stuff. Like you said, she's a legend and she's been around Hockey Canada quite a bit. But to get to meet her and interact with her, be coached by her, actually, quick story, like you talk about being scared of her. She's on the bench for us in Toronto, one of the showcases, and I'm playing with Pooh and Malo. And we had like a brutal turnover, and I'm back checking, and I kind of let up on my player. That player ends up getting the pass. They score, and in between periods after that play, Danielle just goes, "So I need the people that were on the ice to tell me what happened." And I speak up. I'm like, "Hey, yeah, I messed up. Like I should have done." She goes, "No, should have, if and buts. Just say what happened." I was so scared, but it was a really good like teaching moment, and she's an amazing coach. Like a definitely a different style than anything I've experienced, but I was scared as well. So I'm with you.
Okay, so we didn't talk. How long it's been now? Okay, I wanted to wait before we talk about that, but we gotta talk about it. So on a scale of 0 to 10, how much you love that University of Wisconsin?
You know what? You hype it up for one video and one documentary one time. No, I'm just kidding.
No. You said it 17 times.
Okay,
you said it 17 times.
I admit I went a little crazy mentioning the University of Wisconsin, but I stand by that, man. Like I love the UW. I loved my time there. You have to know, I'm a very proud person. Like I'm very proud of any place or people that kind of like help shape me. Like I love Saskatchewan. I have like the outline of it tattooed on my body, and I love the fact that I went to the University of Wisconsin. So yeah, 12 out of 10, I would say.
Okay, so I was the party at the University of Wisconsin. when y'all won the championship, I was the party.
Yeah. It was incredible. I mean, Wisconsin is known to be a fun city, but like that championship was so special, and I mean, you had to celebrate. The thing was too that we had won on Sunday, and I had a flight at 6 a.m. on Tuesday to go to pre-world. So like we didn't get back to Madison until 1 a.m. Monday morning technically. So I had like 26 hours. So you just have to make the most quality over quantity when it comes to that point. And it was awesome. It was fun. I'll show you videos and photos some other time.
Yeah, I need to see those, because like the smile you have when you got that trophy in your arm. I mean, it's like you having the one thing that you work your entire life for. Explain to me the feeling. How was it, girl from Saskatoon going to Wisconsin and you're world champ?
It was like, well, especially like, okay, so my career there, as I've made it very clear, I loved every minute there. But my first 2 years, we made it to the Frozen Four. We lost in the finals to Minnesota. My third year, we're like, okay, it's not happening this time. We get past the semifinals, we make it to the finals, and we lose to Clarkson in the finals. So this senior year, the last chance at it, we played Clarkson in the semifinals, beat them. That felt amazing. And then we played Minnesota in the finals and won. Like, it was such a long time coming, and my heart had been broken trying to win that thing 3 times in a row before. So it was, you said it all. Like, the most important thing was in my hands at that moment, and that was the trophy.
Yeah, this is the moment of the pod that I'm telling you that you can make sure that this podcast lives on forever, forever, ever, forever, ever. You can assure la pérennité. Yeah, you don't know what it means. I don't know how to say that in English. My English is not the best. I'm trying. I'm doing it for the people, the part of the people. And I want to make sure that girls like Emily Clark can come on this podcast and speak her mind and speak her truth the way she wants to speak it in English. So I'm trying and I'm learning, but this is something else, because I want to tell you that you can make sure this pod lives on forever, forever, ever. Say it with me. Forever, ever, You can buy a mug, a toque, a hat sans restriction on zonekr.ca. Let's go back to my main girl, Clarky. She's awesome. I love Clarky. Love her with all my heart. Every time she's on the ice, we scream, Clarky alert! Clarky alert! Love Clarky. She's my friend. Love her. Okay, so on the pod we play a little game. Before we play the game, talk to me about the PWHPA and everything y'all want to do, because I know we talk about this every single pod, and I don't care. We'll keep on talking about it because for me it's important. I know for y'all it's very important because you're working for your future, but the future of girls like Marianne Picard, who's now a Wisconsin commit, and she's 17. She came on the pod. She was amazing. Talk to me about how and why it's so important, the PWHPA, and what you girls are doing right now.
Well, I love that. Thanks for asking and keeping the conversation going, especially during this like crazy time, and we don't know when we'll be playing again or like when we'll be getting out there and visible. So it's awesome. Everything you do for us, obviously, that means a lot to keep us in the conversation and keep it out there. But yeah, it's huge. Like even my story, we just talked about, I had almost the pinnacle best moment of my hockey career, just won a national championship. And then 2 weeks later, I find out I don't have a league to play in the following year. And then the PWHPA comes about, which is awesome. It gives us something. And like all the work that's been put in this year and all the progress we've already made, it's incredible, and I'm super proud to be a part of it. When you talk about women's hockey and you talk about everyone that's come before and all the work that players like Cassie Campbell and Cami Granato, like all the work they did just to get us here. And even though we wish we were a little further ahead, it's kind of like, you pass the torch, and it's something that we want to do and want to be a part of. And to be able to have girls have the same dream as boys is the biggest thing, and it's the right thing. So I hope that we're still moving in the right direction. I think we are, and I'm proud to be a part of it.
But you're not maybe tired is not the best word, but you're not fed up or tired, because I think we know that. I think we're supposed to all know that, but yet the majority of people don't seem to know that.
Yeah, and that is the flip side of it. You're right. Like as much as you're proud and you're happy to be a part of it, and you wouldn't like choose to not be a part of it. Like, yeah, selfishly you wish that there was already something in place for you to be playing in. I think the hardest thing for me this year, just coming out of university, you hear a lot of girls talk about it, like university, whether it's U Sports or NCAA, it's our version of the NHL right now, because that's the best and most like sustainable thing that we have to play in. And you get super excited to play in it when you're in high school, and then 4 quick years, and it's like, what now? Or you kind of, you're not treated exactly how you were. And it's hard. I think hard for me this year was kind of like, we got games in, which was awesome, and every weekend we were super grateful for it. But like, I just miss the competition. I miss every single game playing towards a trophy or a league, or I miss at the University of Wisconsin getting my skates sharpened and my laundry done, like little stuff like that you obviously you're grateful for while it's happening, but you kind of take for granted a little bit, because it's kind of that's just how it is. So as much as you're right, as much as you are super proud to be a part of it and you wouldn't not be a part of it, you do wish that it does get hard sometimes. You're correct.
Well, I'm with y'all, and like, we will get a league, and I'll be in the stands every single game with a watermelon in my head. Okay, you ready to play the game?
Yeah, I am.
Okay, so the game is pretty simple. I name your teammate and you tell me your story about that person. And every time I name you, people laugh and they like you and they say you're awesome. I'll
Oh,
drop a
that's
few
good.
teammates. Uh-huh.
I said, well, I'm glad that people say I'm awesome.
Well, you are. Okay, so I'll name you a few teammates. You ready?
Yeah, I think so. I mean, it's been so long since I've seen all these guys, so I'll try to come up with some quick stories.
Okay, perfect. First one, Natalie Spooner.
Oh man, I love Spooner. She's like anyone that meets her. It's like she treats everyone the same and talks to everyone with the same enthusiasm and gives everyone the same amount of time and attention. Quick story. Geez, story. I'm not sure if I have a quick story off the top of my head, but I do. My oldest brother Jeff, he is like my biggest fan, and he's been to almost every Hockey Canada event that I've been to. And his big thing is when the players come up after the game, all he wants is just a high five and to say good game to every player comes by. And some people they get up and they want to see their families quick, and they don't like see him, or they're just trying to talk to their people. But Spooner, without a doubt, every single time finds my brother and gives him a big high five, and that to me is just so awesome. Like something little like that she makes the time for him, like that just says so much about her.
You see those kind of stories, like these are the reason why we gotta support women's hockey. Next, Melody Daou, Sugar Shack Girl, Mommy Daou.
Sugar Shack Girl, man, Daou, she's one of my favorite people. She's like so kind, so genuine. Honestly, like her life is like gold. Like she's got the cutest little family. She's so good at hockey. She just seems to balance everything so well. So I'm a huge fan of hers. A story about her. Well, I got to know her really well this year being in Montreal and being on the ice all the time. And one thing that we always do at practice, if there's like an empty net, we'll pass the puck back and forth a couple times, make like a ridiculous, like between the legs, whatever. And one of us will hammer home a puck in the net, and then we'll celebrate and jump on each other and like pretend to be the announcers at the World Championships. Like we're like, and Canada wins gold in Halifax on home soil. Like, so that is something that me and her do quite often. So we'll have to continue that for a whole nother year, sadly. But I hope that's something that we keep practicing. And I'm a big believer in, putting it out in the universe, and maybe it'll happen. So we'll see.
Oh, that's so great. So you girls do the announcing and everything.
Yeah, you gotta visualize, make it realistic.
Love it. Next, she came on the pod before you. Her podcast is going to be on this Friday. My girl, First Nation idol, Bridget Laquette.
Oh man, I don't know if I can. Well, she's a few on the list that I saw her just 2 hours ago, so this will be easy to talk about her. She's one of my favorite people too. She's one of my best friends. Like so kind, so genuine. But you have moments of being proud of other people, and like me and her, to be honest, like our first couple of years on the national team together, we didn't talk. Like I was terrified of her because when we played each other in university, she smoked me like the first game, and I was like, oh, this girl, whatever. Like, and then we just, she's a shy girl, I'm a shy girl, so we just didn't really talk. And then at boot camp centralization, we honestly we made like a dumb joke while we were playing the game, and it was just like we just started to be friends out of nowhere, and now she's one of my best friends. But going back to just being proud of her, like watching all the like giving back that she's done, and the inspiring and the time that she gives back to her community, it's like I'm just so proud to be her friend. So trying to think of a story. I mean, we golfed yesterday. I'm sure some funny stuff happened.
Are you good at golf?
Bridget is very good at golf. I'm getting a little bit better. I can consistently hit the ball now, so I'm happy. I used to top and miss it all the time, but I'm working on it. But Bridget actually helps me a lot. She gives me pointers all the time, and it's great.
Okay, so when you're in town, we do a golf date with the two other girls, and we go.
Deal.
Bridge, she scared the fuck out of me when we were in Chicago. I was like,
Really?
man, who's that? She can kill me. And I think I was making a joke, and she gave me a look, and I was like, oh, she doesn't like me. This is gonna be a long day.
Oh man.
She's so great.
No, I can't even judge you. I can't even judge you being scared of her because I was scared of her too. So
Yeah.
as she opens up, she's a little shy, but she's super fun to be around.
Yeah, she's amazing. Okay, next, Nursey, Sarah Nurse. She came on the pod. She had a lot of good things to say about you.
Yeah, she had a lot of good things, but she also said I big leaguer.
Did you?
Oh, she said that I big leagued her. Okay.
Did you?
You know what? I'm not here to make waves or start any drama, but it's a global pandemic. We all just want some drama and something interesting. No, I'm just kidding. No. Okay, I'll address this big league thing, and then I'll say all the nice, soft things that I've been saying about everyone else. But no, you know me. Like the first time we met, I'm just super shy. Like takes me a little while to warm up to people, and I'm pretty sure that's what happened in this situation. And she has the right to perceive it as me big leaguing her, and I perceived it as me being shy. But by the end of the tournament, I thought we were good friends.
I thought you big leagued me.
What are you talking about?
I'm like, well, I don't think she likes me.
When was this?
When is the first time? Oh no, not the first time. No, the first time we met was the documentary. But you were shy.
Yeah, so shy. That's just. I mean, I got to get over that. But that's just kind of how I am, to be honest.
But because you were shy, I was like, oh, I don't think she likes me. And then I was like, oh, she's just shy. Everything is fine.
I'm just shy. All we had to do was hit the whoa a couple times, and then we broke the ice, and it was all good.
Yeah, and you said Wisconsin 17 times. And it is the best part of the doc. So you have a story with Nursey. So that it's everything is clear now. Everybody knows you big leaguer now.
Well, now that we just stirred the pot a little, good stories about Nurse. No, obviously Nurse is one of my best friends. I mean, as she said, we've known each other since like our first year U18 together, and we went to University of Wisconsin-Madison together. And no, it's been super fun that we've been able to kind of pursue this dream together. Like we played at school together, we're really good friends. And then we both got centralized, which was so awesome to go through that process together. And everyone loves Nurse. Like she's a good one. But funny story that it just came up in my Snap memories the other day. Do you have Snapchat?
Yeah.
You know how like on the day of like a year, 2, 3 years ago, it'll show like what you had saved to your Snapchat that day?
Okay. I never do that, but yeah.
Okay, well anyways, there was a memory. I'm sure other people listening will know what I'm talking about.
Yeah, I'm just teasing you.
I know. There's a Snap memory came up the other day when me and her were in Wisconsin. We both found out we were getting centralized, and we both had like so much crap in Madison, and we weren't going to be back there for a year, so we had to get a storage unit. She was graduating that year, and so she had graduation, and I was leaving town earlier, so we got a storage unit together, and I was in charge. Like she was busy with graduating and all this, whatever. Apparently she was busy, and so I was in charge of getting the storage unit together. And there's this highway that's called the Beltline in Madison, and I've seen this Beltline storage like so many times. I was like, "Okay, perfect. I know exactly how to get there. It's close." So online, I googled Beltline storage, got us a unit. We loaded up all my crap. We had to borrow someone's car. Loaded up my entire apartment in this car. And I click on my confirmation email, on the address, and it's like I accidentally had booked a Beltline storage unit in South Carolina.
Okay.
Like it was a Beltline. It's the same name, but it was in South Carolina, not Madison, Wisconsin. And she was so mad at me because we just spent all day unpacking my apartment, loading it into this car, and then I didn't even have anywhere to put it. Like unless we were driving to South Carolina, like I had no storage unit. So it ended up all working out. But yeah, she doesn't let me forget that happened. But it was pretty funny.
This is amazing. This is a great.
Don't put me in charge of logistics of anything.
I would have been so pissed at you.
Okay, but I resolved it. I found a storage unit. It wasn't Beltline storage, but I figured it out, and just delayed us. It's a good story now. Just delayed us a couple hours, so it's all good.
Okay, so two last. So,
all right.
Second to last. Mash. Amrance Mashmeyer, me girl.
Oh, man. I was hoping you were going to ask me about her. She is like, because I love hyping people up and telling people how amazing other people are. And Emrance is like truly one of my favorite people on the planet. I would say she's one of my best friends. She is like so kind, so genuine. And I think we get along really well because we have a similar upbringing. She's got like 1,000,001 siblings too. She's from also kind of the middle of nowhere, even though I'm actually from the city, but she's small town in Alberta. Specific story. I mean, she's just one of those people that is like, she can make something like going to the grocery store or driving to practice fun. Like we have a lot of fun, but I think one of my favorite stories of her, it's not just the two of us, but was at the Montreal PW golf tournament last year when Lacasse kind of like pimped her out a little bit and made her dance to Beyonce. Like anyone else would probably have been like,
"Oh
no,
my
I'm not
god,
doing
that
it.
was crazy!"
And then Beyonce goes on, and she totally gets in the middle of the dance floor and like totally owned it. Like, oh my god, that was like one of the funniest things I've ever seen. So.
That's one of the highlights of my life. When she went off, she just
did go off. I didn't even know she could dance like that.
Me neither. I was like, she could actually be a backup dancer for Beyonce, and nobody would like say she's out of place.
The best was, well, she was doing like a mix of twerking and whatever, and then she got the clap, and then the whole room starts clapping with, like, she totally got the room going. That was like, I was amazing. I was getting ready to put my hand up to pay for like the auction items, so she didn't have to do that, because I would have been mortified if I had to do that. But I'm glad she pulled through, and we owe her probably like a week worth of practice with the money she raised doing that.
For sure, y'all do actually. Okay, so last one. She is the greatest player of all time. I will say with my chest, and I will keep on saying it. My girl, Marie-Philippe Poulet, with the most amazing laugh of all time.
Yes, I think she's mostly known for her laugh, but secondly known for being the most amazing hockey player of all time.
The laugh is something, though.
Yeah, it is. Well, you probably get to hear it a lot because you're a funny guy, but I do also enjoy her laugh. Story about her. Well, I mean, I feel like everyone is, in addition to if you're friends with her, you're still like a fan of her. And my first year with the national team was 2014. November 2014 was my first tournament. So they had won February 2014. And I was in grade 12, and I was like, I watched that gold medal game with my teammates. And I mean, everyone across Canada was a fan of her, but I was like, this girl is the greatest thing that's ever like played hockey. And I even I have tweets. If you go back, I've tweeted it at her for her birthday, so she's seen it. But I jumped on the hashtag trend, Poulin for Prime Minister. Like I was like, I was such a fan. And then, like, a couple months later, I got to be on her team, and it was like, I had to, like, okay, Emily, stop. Like, you, at some point, you have to stop being a fan, and, like, you're her teammate now. But, like, she is incredible. Well, as a person and player, like, the stuff she does on the ice is insane. But she's also, as we all know, one of the best people you'll ever meet, too. Funny story that she was the center of this year in the PW Montreal region was her and Stacy were having corn for dinner, and this was like a big debate in our locker room. And I guess Stace was like, "Okay, we're having corn. Like, what do we need? Like, maybe 2 pieces each." And I guess Pooh was like, "No, we need 8." Like, I don't know if that's a French thing, so correct me if I'm off.
What do you mean?
Here, but it started,
what do you mean 8?
Like 8 pieces of corn
each.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I wasn't, but that is the debate in the locker room because everyone's like, "Oh yeah, when you do corn in Quebec, it's like if it's a meal, like you have a lot of pieces." And then all of us other people from other regions, I'm like, I mean, I love corn, but max I could have maybe 2 at a dinner. Like, so it caused this huge debate in the locker room that went on, and the amount of times people said like corn in every sentence was just hilarious. Like, it was pretty funny, and she got to hear her laugh a lot during the conversation too. So that was a story that comes to mind quickly when I think of her.
But how can you eat 8 pieces of corn? No,
I don't know.
no,
I know you.
nobody can eat 8 pieces. Laurence Vernet-Tardif doesn't eat 8 pieces of corn.
Well, I don't know. You've already had her on the podcast, so I'm not sure how the people are gonna know.
Oh, I'm a text her like
have her on again to ask her.
I'm a text her tomorrow morning. I'm gonna say 8 pieces of corn.
Okay, don't directly quote me. I'm not sure it was 8, but it was like way more than should have been had. Great. But it was like a serious debate in the locker room. So now anytime we're at like a team meal and there's corn, then it's like everyone has to say Mary, which in my opinion, I feel like she's probably getting a little sick of that joke because it's happened like a bunch of times, but she's a good sport. But yeah, overall can't say enough good things about the goat.
Please keep that joke going. Okay, so I kept you a little long. I have one last question for you, and after that, I'll let you go eat because you didn't eat yet. I'm so sorry. You're so amazing. Love you with all my heart. Okay, so last question on the pod for you. If for your last pickup game ever, okay, so you got to pick a goalie, 2 defensemen, and 2 forwards to play with you. So it's your last game and then you die. So you can pick whoever you want in the world. Yeah, then you die. So you can pick whoever you want in the world. It's your last pickup game ever.
I feel like that's a lot. Like, that's a lot of pressure. I mean, if I'm dying after, a part of me would say like all my siblings and that, but that's boring because no one listening to this except for a handful of people will know, my family, whatever. Okay, well, I'd probably just go for fun. I'm a competitive person, but I'd want to maximize the fun. So that's how I'm choosing this roster. I'm going to have Emrance in net because also if she's in net, I mean, the competitive side in me, like we won't lose no matter who we have in front of her. Up front, but I love Lacasse too, so it's really hard to pick. I'm going to put Lacasse up front because when we were in New Brunswick, she played out, and honestly, she was pretty good.
So you got to put Lacasse up front?
Yeah, I'm putting her up front. We're having fun.
That's so great. So you got Mash in the net, Lacasse up front. I love this. Love this.
She scored like so many goals when we had her there.
What do you mean she scored goals?
Yeah, when we were in New Brunswick for a weekend this year, Emrance and Lacasse played forward, like in player gear.
Yeah.
And they scored like crazy.
That's great. Okay, next.
So, so I need another forward. Okay, well, if we're going for fun, I think you would make a great right wing, but on the other side of Lacasse with me in the middle.
Oh, you want to lose. You want to lose. So
I said that. We're going for fun. I'm dying the next day. I don't care if I win.
Before you die, You want to spend time with me?
Absolutely.
Damn. It touches me a lot.
Well, yeah, I mean it. You, Lacasse, Emirates, and then I need 2D.
Yeah.
And now, I'm just also thinking of chemistry. I know you and Bridget get along quite well after our day in Chicago. And
Yeah.
I also love Bridget a lot. So we're putting her on the point.
Okay.
Um,
she's for sure she's getting a penalty though.
Yeah, it's fine. We got Emirates in that, remember? It's all good.
Oh, that's true. That's true.
And then one more player. I think this question is she kind of stresses me out, but why don't we put
next day you die? So you gotta make sure that you're spending quality time with that person.
Oh, you just put more and more pressure on it. Geez. You know what? She's not a D, but I know you didn't ask me about her, but another one of my favorite people on the team is Blair Turnbull.
Oh, well, she scares me.
I think, yeah, well, does that mean that maybe she shouldn't come if that's gonna, throw things off?
Well, I can't not look at her in her eyes because the shark's gonna come out and I'm gonna die.
She still scares me as well, but I still love her, and she's like a big sister to me. So I'm gonna want to spend some time with her before I kick the can, I guess.
Okay, so you got Mash, Blair, Bridge, me, Jen, and you.
Yeah,
that's not bad.
Yeah, that's not bad.
That's not a bad squad.
You know what? And I've heard you, when I listen to some of the other girls, I've heard you say that if you're a genie, this is what you'll make happen. But we could just start a group chat and we could get this together. You don't even have to pull out anything crazy to make this happen.
But you know that Blair scares me. Like, she scares me. Not a little bit. If we're in the same elevator, I'm looking at the floor.
Come on. Have you talked to her before?
Never, and it will never happen because I'm scared.
Come on. Well, this will be a good chance. But honestly, so she also went to the University of Wisconsin-Madison. I'm just trying to say that as many times as I said on the documentary on this podcast. But so you know how it's pretty like known that seniors are like top dogs, freshmen are like the scum between their toes, like they have to do everything, and typically freshmen are pretty scared of seniors. Blair was a senior and I was a freshman, and I'm, as you know, already a shy girl. I was also terrified of her, and our line matchups, like in practice, we'd be in opposite colored jerseys, and I don't know she liked going against me because I think we pushed each other, but I think she also wanted to put me in my place a little bit as a new freshman, and she would crush me in practice all the time. I couldn't say anything because I was so scared of her, but we ended up becoming really good friends, and I'm happy to be on her good side and consider her a good friend, because I wouldn't want to be on her bad side. That is for sure.
Look, we Sans Restriction needs Blair Turnbull on this pod. This podcast needs to happen. And I'm scared just thinking about it. I don't even know how I'm gonna ask my questions, but this podcast needs to happen.
I think it does too, but at least you're this isn't an in-person podcast. I think that would, you're in the safety of your home. She's probably in Calgary. I think it'd be a good start to your friendship.
Yeah. I think it could be a good start. I think I'm gonna DM her and I'm gonna DM her a corn, and this is gonna be a good start.
Okay. I wish you all. If you want a mediator, you can add me into the group chat, and I can try to.
That's good. Well,
help things out.
Clarky, I want to say you are amazing. I love you. I love you. I love you. I love you. And I can't wait to give you a huge, huge hug, and we can go skate and play golf and just laugh at doing the dance move that you did. You did the whoa, and this is I fell in love with you when you did the whoa. I said, oh, she caught it and she did it. So thank you so much for being here, and thank you so much for everything you do for women's hockey.
Oh, geez. Well, I feel the same way about you, and thank you for all that you do too. And I cannot wait to see you in a couple weeks.
Yeah, what a pod. What a pod. Long time, long overdue. Long time coming. My girl Clarky on the pod. Love her. She's amazing, smart, funny, adorable, calm, amazing, intelligent. Oh, she's amazing. She's my friend. I'm very proud to have her as a friend. Because the first time I saw her, I was like, man, you gonna put Clarky with Pooh and Melo? I'm gonna put Anne-Sophie Bette with those two. Gonna put Clarky. No, but it works. Clarky, Pooh, and Melo works. But above all the hockey stuff, she's such an amazing person that whatever happens, I got her back. Willing to fly all the way, because I ain't driving to Saskatchewan. I'm willing to fly all the way to Saskatoon just to put a watermelon on my head, because Clarky asked me. That's how much I love Clarky. So thank you for being on the pod. Thanks to Bruno Mercure, partner of the pod. Thanks to Mathieu Brutus, music of the pod. Thanks to the people of the pod. thanks to Clarky for being on the pod. And we're having more great podcasts. If you want to go back, like if it's the first time you hear us talk or you hear us sans restriction, you can go back. We have many pods in English. Either it was Shireen or with Sarah Nurse, Bridget Laquette, Corey Lajoie, one of the best friend of Bubba Wallace when everything happened with him. Many podcasts in English. Just go in the library and just look it up. If it's somebody who speak English in life, well, I'll try to do my best to ask questions in English. It's not the best, but it's better than the first. It's way, like, I went back to listen to one of our first interviews in English, and I'm like, man, my hot potato is in my mouth. My mouth is full. My mouth is full of hot potatoes. Now I just have half a potato in my mouth. Still got potato in my mouth, but half. So it's better, and it's better for the people of the pod. So I'm done talking. Been talking too much, doing these intros, mid rolls, ends. Been doing like 5 today. So I'm done. All right, I love everybody.